Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that chick that's saying she's almost ready, but she's not even fucking close, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have her smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons. G, Trailero760, El Skid, Nathan, Scott aka Hobie Cat, Mika Boy, Lead With Love, Charles, Elber12, Soulstar LA, AI Vega, Marshall, John Wick, Esquiel, Miguel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Daus Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, make sure you hit that link in the description below. You are definitely missing out. This episode right here, man, this is what I like to call the art of smutting up. Well, Hector, what the hell does that even mean? I'm going to tell you guys. Right. As you guys know, I did 16 years in the California Department of Corrections, and in that time, I seen a lot of things on blue side and green side. Right, my eyes were open, my ears were open, my eyes were open, looking this way, looking that way, looking behind, make sure I didn't get got. Right. So, with that being said, I'm going to start off with the blue side first, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how it's the same damn thing for the green side. That's what you guys want to be knowing. The other day I was on a live right here on the YouTube. And somebody asked, Hector, what are some ways that inmates end up on the sensitive needs yard side? Is it because they're no good? Is it because of debt? Is it because of safety concerns? It's like, damn, that's a good fucking question. Towards the end of my career, I started seeing more and more of this. Dudes that were coming from Calipat, Centinela, coming over to Donovan, where I was a lieutenant, and we would be chopping it up. We would be talking, right? They weren't carrying themselves weird, like dragging their leg and their arm, right? Looking like fucking child molesters. I can't even be saying these kind of words on the YouTube, but they didn't look odd, right? They kind of look like normal people you can talk to. So I'm like, hey man, what happened? Right? And they would proceed to tell me. A lot of these guys would end up as clerks, program clerks. I was a lieutenant in the office. They would come in and do clerical work, such as make copies, put together incident folders. Hey, man, I need some more of those red ones. Okay, I got you, LT. God damn it. Where's it? Anybody know where the fucking paper is, the white paper? Oh, it's over here, LT. I got you. Yeah, that's what they be doing, right? They be fucking throwing out the trash. So I would exchange words, conversations with these guys, man. And this happened more than fucking 20 times for sure. They were like, yeah, you know, I'm going to keep it real with you guys without fucking going too much into detail. Yeah, I was working for so-and-so and doing really good. Everything was all good, and then, you know, people started hating. People started smutting up my name. Other people wanted me to work for them, and it fucking got me in the jam, right? And I'm like, I can see that. Right? I read the paperwork. What they're telling me, it checks out with everything that's in their C file. Fucking the places they have been, the things they have done, the people that he's fucking talking about. Everything checks out, so I'm like, yeah. So this is what that looks like. Let's say you are a so-called shot caller on a yard. Right, I like to use this term shot caller because that's a Hollywood terminology. Let's say you have people skills. You're talking, you're good with your verbal. Say you got hands, right? You got to go put in work. You ain't got no problem putting in work. You're just an all-around great criminal, right? Here we go. Oh, man. Well, while you're doing your thing, right, you're making money, you're making friends, you're also making a shit ton of enemies. Let me tell you, there are people, and I'm not built this way. Oh my goodness, this is what we're going to dive into right now. There are people that hate on other people, for sure. But it goes more than just hating. It goes more than just them sitting back in the fucking cuts and the shadows just hating. They will literally start a smut smear campaign on the person that they don't like. For instance, you got that one shot caller doing very well for himself in the prison world. They'll go around starting rumors, which is fucking bitch shit, man. I don't give a fuck if you're wearing blue, green, yellow, purple, pink. If you just need to mind your own damn business if you fucking suck at life, right? Here we go. They will go. They will go and they'll say, oh, hey, I don't know about that guy. Ooh, man, I heard he'd be stealing money. I heard he'd be using dope he ain't supposed to be using. And that people at first are like, what? Like, really? People are naive. People will fucking listen to whatever, throw something in the air. Oh, hey, look at, I caught that, right? Like, whether it's true or not, once you plant a seed, it's just like, and you water that little motherfucker. You start making shit up in your head like, ooh, you know what? I do see him up at 4 o'clock in the morning cleaning his cell when everybody should be asleep, right? Not a sick one. But you see how something just started as a smut campaign. Well, next thing you know, another person tells another person, tells another person, then they tell somebody, and then somebody's like, oh, hell no, you ain't gonna be stealing from me, motherfucker. You're gonna go get got right now, right? Take him out. Send him to Brazil, right? As Mundo would say, send his ass to Brazil. That fast, that easy, that crazy, that hard, that false, right? That's just a small example. That's just an example of how dudes ended up from technically being soldiers on one side to the other side, right? They didn't fucking say, oh, I'm done with this lifestyle. They didn't say, oh, I'm going to check out. They didn't say, oh, this is too much for me to handle. They didn't say, I don't want to play no more. They literally got smutted up into a point of fucking oblivion, right? And now let's talk about the green side, Hector. Your favorite fucking topic, right? Hector, did you ever be getting smutted upon? Oh, absolutely 100 fucking absolutely. And you're not even gonna believe who I got smutted on. Oh yeah, there was a various range of people. But let me tell you the most disgusting. During the Marcus Pollard era when he was warden, and Raquel Buckle when she was chief deputy warden. You see, I have no problem speaking facts. Everything's documented. All my write-ups are documented. All the people who gave me those write-ups on behalf of those people are documented. These are straight fucking facts, right? Can't get in trouble for speaking facts. Let me tell you. I was getting smutted on by the warden and the chief deputy warden, right? Now, listen to what I just said. These are the people that are supposed to be running an institution full of inmates, staff, volunteers, doctors, all of the above. And here they are playing little fucking high school childish games. Well, I'm not built like that, right? I have already served my country honorably. I had already put in the time in the department. I had already promoted a couple times. I already had a daughter. I ain't here for fucking childish fucking games, right? I raised my fucking right hand and swore in. And then I was thinking the other day, I swore in to protect this country from enemies foreign, and domestic, right? When I say domestic, these are the fucking people I'd be talking about. They are a liability to such organizations, departments, and agencies as big. The third largest law enforcement agency in the United States, California Department of Corrections. I never shared this with you guys, but when I first met Pollard, I was on Delta Yard of the Lieutenant Straight, posted drinking my coffee and shopping on Amazon. And I step outside of the front door the sergeant's office, the program office. And Pollard's right there. And he comes up to me and he's like, hey, man, how come some of my managers say you're immature? And that fucking caught me off guard. Like, excuse me, sir? Like, right, this is before I was a public information officer. He's like, yeah, I'm just saying some of my managers be saying you're immature. And I'm like, well, I got a sense of humor. But when it's time to handle business or be professional, like, yeah, I don't know if that's what they're referring to, sir. The fact that I can joke and have fun, right? I'm not miserable. And he's like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to keep my eye on you. And I'm like, have at it, sir. Have at it. Right? That had already began. And when I did the math, 2 and 2, it wasn't his managers. It was the manager, Buckle, his chief deputy warden, his second in command. And this ended up coming out because one day when I was a public information officer, and I was in the chief deputy warden's office sitting across from her desk, and she brought it up. She's like, you know what your problem is, or some weird shit like that. You know what your downfall is, or you know what, mind you, this fucking lady couldn't keep up with me if I fucking would run circles around this lady, right? She was never a correctional officer, or a sergeant, or a lieutenant, or a captain. Those are not my words. Those are words of a fucking federal judge, right, that went up against her. She's like, I said, what is that, ma'am? Right? Very respectful. Now, my downfall from the military. People think you're young. People think you're immature. Or people think because you're young, you're a young lieutenant, they don't take you serious. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck does me being young have to do with shit? I don't give a fuck. Right? Like, and anything, like, what the fuck, besides reverse discrimination, I don't know, I can't go around making fun of old people, because that's like a protected group, right? Age, sexual, all kinds of religion, disabilities, like, the fuck kind of reverse bullshit is this, right? And I'm like, same thing I give her spiel, like, hey, man, like, when it comes to handling my business, like, hey, don't fucking get it twisted, right? I didn't use those words, I kept it very professional, but something along those lines. Those two fostered such a fucking disgusting environment. I told you, I am not built like this. Where they encouraged, flourished, and nourished the smutting of people up. Not just me. Don't get it twisted. Like a lot of the good people. A lot of my peers. A lot of the solid lieutenants that were fucking like professional. Right? Just because they weren't bending the knee and kissing the ring of those two. That's it. You go against the grain, you're going to get your head chopped off. And we weren't even going against the grain. Maybe we were by not wanting to play games or participate in unprofessionalism, like manners or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Activities, unprofessional activities. But they would fucking set people up, lie, and that's unethical like a motherfucker, right? Besides them mixing the GP and the SNY inmates to fight like fucking Chinese fighting fishes. I don't even know if I could be saying Chinese fighting fishes, but you know what I mean. But, this one time, man, you had Pollard, the fucking warden of all people, hiding in the COVID shack. Right? During COVID, I had to experience the worst place at the worst time in history. Yeah, with corrections, right? With corrections. I'm sure Vietnam was pretty bad. The Korean War was pretty bad. The Battle of the Bulge. But you guys hear what I'm saying. Here we go. You had the warden hiding inside of the COVID shack. Oh, yeah. So during COVID, they set up this little checkpoint. I checked and set it up. I was a public information out there setting up cones like a fucking idiot, right? Here we go. 5 a.m, setting up cones, right? So you got to do the whole COVID check your nostril. Hey, do you have a temperature? No, I feel good. Let me see. I'm going to put a finger in your butt. Excuse me? Not just kidding. That's not part of the test. But Pollard out there making sure that people were wearing their COVID mask on their drive into work. And this is the weird part. This is the funny part. You have a warden doing fucking sergeant type work because that's all he knew. And even my good friend that's a lieutenant to this day would say, hey, these people suck so bad at life that they fall back to their lowest form of training. And that's all this stupid fuck knows how to do is do this stupid, like, minuscule shit. So, Hector, what's so bad if he was checking staff members and burning them, writing them up for their mask? Well, how is it that when his mama, Connie Gibson, came in to Echo facility and she was not wearing a mask and the officer checked her at the staff entrance, they just laughed about it? So, like, that's the fucking bullshit I'm talking about. Let's just keep it ethical, professional, right? That's what fucking destroyed this department. The fact that these managers wanted to play these stupid little fucking games, the smutting up. So now that you guys seen blue, green, all of the above, I know you guys have dealt with this shit in your fucking life. These scumbags that just sit back and they suck at life, so they just point the finger. Hey, look over there. Look. Oh, look at that person farted. It's like, hey, bitch, I'm going to come over here and fart on you if you don't mind your own fucking business, right? I think they're talking about farts, my daughter and shit. So, like, mind your own fucking business. Mind your own fucking business, period. Now, you probably think, like, what can be done? Oh, we can start ousting them on this motherfucker right here. You want to be a little rat, a little weasel, a little fucking snake, right? You scumbags. Holy shit, you guys never seen me get upset before. Fucking people upset me. Me dan asco, right? Like, how the fuck you gonna lie on somebody, throw somebody under the bus when you suck as a person? Now, the fucked up thing about it is karma comes around, but by then the fucking damage is already too late, right? The damage is too late. Everybody got fucked, and for what? The message for today is, the art of smutting up is one of the most fucking disgusting forms, activities I have ever seen, endured in my entire life. Shouldn't be happening, shouldn't be possible. Those people, oh my goodness. I'm at a loss of words. Right, like, you guys hear what I'm saying. Yeah, you cannot allow that to happen, right? You cannot allow that to happen. With that, keep pushing forward.